Hello everyone and welcome to Shelby This Week. Top news stories we're working on for you. Veterans Day, honoring our soldiers, and veteran struggles. All those stories plus much more, but first, Veterans Day was on November 11th, a day we can remember and never forget our veterans, young and old, the POWs and the MIAs. John Martin reports from the Shelby Township Veterans Service.
It was a beautiful day for Shelby's annual Veterans Day ceremony and the 5K Veterans Run.
Runner set.
The event began with the race, which circled around the municipal grounds. Thanks to our sponsors and 150 runners, over $3,500 was raised to make improvements and maintain our beautiful memorial site.
We had an incredible day for our 5K walk and run today. The weather was amazing, nice and sunny. We had a great turnout, probably 150 plus, which is up quite a bit. So next year we're going to add individual age group awards as well. And we had some pretty good people. We had Norrin Killup, a senior, it was like 78, 79 that ran. A lot of younger kids and all. It was just a great fun. Everybody had a fun time. It was just an awesome event today.
The Veterans Day ceremony included the traditional placement of the wreath and patriotic speeches. This year, for the first time, music was provided by the Music Maker Studio, with Veterans Coordinator Phil Randazzo on drums and Macomb County's #1 singer Gracie Murray on vocals. For more information on how to support our local veterans and to help the township continue to maintain and improve our memorial site, call the Veterans Event Coordinator Phil Randazzo at 586-739-4046. For Shelby This Week, this has been John Martin reporting.
A great ceremony and 5K. It looks like it was a great turnout. West Utica Elementary has a tradition of honoring our veterans at their annual Veterans Assembly, which includes the color guard, our national anthem, and special guest speakers. Over 200 students packed the room, along with parents and, of course, veterans. Students sang to honor our heroes, including songs like Hero and Proud to be an American. 50 talented students were in the choir, ranging from 4th to 6th grade.
And they have been beyond my expectations of talent. Every student in this school is gifted, especially with the students that I've auditioned. They've done an exceptional job. They exceed my expectations every year. There's a good 400 some other students that were part of the floor members that I call that are just as important, that make it all come together. And they worked very hard on their music. We started back in September, and they've done a fabulous job.
6th grader Denise Ford was in the choir. She also read a poem titled The Red, White, and Blue Poem for everyone in the military.
I felt like I did it for everybody and my mom. I have like a military family, and my mom, I'm really proud of my mom. She's done a lot for me and my family and my dad, and I really like the poem because it does mean a lot to me.
This is the 3rd year I've been here for the Veterans Assembly that they've had, and also to be able to see my daughter, dedicate a poem to me, and also the other veterans. It made me feel proud, to come here and for her to read it in front of everyone. It makes me feel even more special,
Students, along with staff, as well as Superintendent Dr. Christine Johns, honored our veterans as each person in the gym was handed an American flag, singing the song Freedom.
It's been a wonderful experience. I absolutely loved every moment of it. I have a great group of kids, a supporting staff. This is something that we really look forward to every November, because it's our little way of giving back to those who've really sacrificed their lives for us to be able to have what we have today. So.
And the white table was set by students as a symbol for remembrance to fallen service members missing or held captive in the line of duty. A great way for young students to honor veterans. As veterans are honored, some struggle quietly with problems like post-traumatic stress disorder. Nick Buckler reports.
With Veterans Day just having passed, it's time to shed some light on things we may not realize as average Americans.
The one thing that as veterans and as warriors that we are not used to doing is asking for help. You know, we're the ones that go out and protect and keep. Well, a lot of people say there's veteran issues that are going on. There's not any veteran issues, there's American issues.
Elder Heart is a nonprofit organization dedicated to connecting local communities and veterans.
The mission of Elder Heart is Warriors Helping Warriors through community projects. So how it all started was, getting veterans in their communities working together, which is a huge gap. Isolation breeds depression. So getting them working with their communities, we started working in Nashville, Indiana on a large art project. What happened was, it was received really well, hugely. We had huge support locally.
22 veterans in America are killing themselves each day. Elder Heart is spreading awareness to communities across America and hope to cut this number down. And some local veterans look at it with honor.
I think that's the most honorable death there is. I'd rather die in combat as a young man than die as a middle-aged man by some drunk driver or some stupid disease. You get plunked into a hole in the cemetery. If you die as a young man in combat, your name gets up on a wall someplace. And it's always there, it's always remembered. And not too many people have the honor that is given by the military, by Congress, by the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief. Not too many people are given the opportunity to go like this. Very few have that honor to do that for your country. So I live by that.
All right, Nick, good information about veterans' struggles. A new announcement, all recent U.S. military veterans and their families will be offered in-state tuition rates to public colleges and universities throughout the country. A revamp on 2 pieces of legislation have been introduced to Congress to help improve veterans' education. One bill brings up standards for schools that receive GI Bill funds. The second bill helps protect benefits for veterans whose schools close midterm. And a third bill was just introduced that increases regulation of for-profit colleges. These 3 bills help bring high-quality education for our veterans that have served us well. Coming up, Charlie.
An 89-year-old man beat in Sterling Heights.
Don't be an easy victim.
Coming up, I'll tell you what police want you to know so this terrible crime doesn't happen again.
That story plus Shelby Lions Club helps leader dogs for the blind. Stay tuned.
Mom.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
The tabulations are complete. Shelby took some time out to prioritize, and Shelby residents got to voice their opinion, and the township's top 10 priorities have been announced for 2016. Supervisor Rick Stathakis tells us what the #1 priority among residents is.
Our master plan meeting last week, I think, was a great success. We had 70 or 80 people coming in, not only talking about our 5-year vision, but also our top 10 priorities for next year. And as you know, every year we actually have the citizens come in and tell us how they want their money spent on the priorities for Shelby Township. And this year, they have said, just like our department heads, that we need to continue to focus on a community center.
Community centers #1, second, widening Shaner north of 23 Mile. Third, funding local road improvements. 4, investigate new revenue sources. 5th, construct fire station number 5. 6, reduce operational cost. 7, Gene Shepherd Splash Park. 8, pave Hayes Road between 25 and 26 Mile. 9, Stony Creek Trail Bridge replacement. And 10, increase blight removal initiative. After a string of senior citizens reportedly being robbed and seriously injured, Charlie Cadotto reports on this next story, reminding seniors being safe is key.
A quiet neighborhood shaken in Sterling Heights after an elderly couple become targets in their own garage. Police say this man, 46-year-old Edwardian Dion Davidson, struck an 89-year-old man repeatedly in the head. His 85-year-old wife also attacked as Davidson grabbed her purse and took off.
It takes, I think, a special type of viciousness to commit this type of crime.
It happened here at the 42,000 block of Jason Court near 19 Mile and Chainer. Police tell me the couple was just returning home from dinner.
As police officers, pay special attention to our seniors. We know that they can sometimes be a little more vulnerable than other citizens, and it's important for them to do what they can to help us out. So flashing money at a restaurant, something that would catch attention of people, just paying attention to your surroundings more than anything else.
The victim's family is understandably shocked by this tragedy. A close family member who wished to remain anonymous spoke to me over the phone.
It has impacted our entire family dramatically. It's something we never expected. You hear about it, you see it on TV, but you certainly never know how devastating it is until it happens to you.
The family wants this story to serve as a warning to other seniors.
My message to all seniors would be you have to be forever diligent. You've got to be constantly aware of your surroundings. It's terrible that it's come to this, but unfortunately it has. You've got to be forever on guard.
Davidson is locked up in the Macomb County Jail with bond set at $2 million. He was arrested in Detroit just 24 hours after the alleged assault. The family says they're thankful police were able to catch this guy, who's no stranger to law enforcement.
He has a history of robberies, so this isn't the first time that he's been involved in this. I know there's a couple other agencies that are also looking at him for similar crimes in their jurisdictions as well. Once in a while you come across these people who have that type of nature in them, and we don't want to have anybody fall victim to them.
Police tell me the victim remains in critical condition. They say more charges could be added depending on the victim's condition. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
All right, Charlie, good information for our seniors. $20 million in grants was awarded to the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative recently in efforts to get Clinton River off the list as an area of concern from riverbank erosion and help control invasive species threatening our Great Lakes ecosystem. The money will go a long way to restore and protect the entire Great Lakes basin. The Great Lakes Restoration Initiative was launched back in 2010. Technical updates will help Macomb County tune in. Police and fire departments in the county support a radio enhancement system at the Communications Technology Center, also known as ComTech. The radio enhancement project adds more communication between all networks. This is a system they've wanted for about 10 years, get coverage to all areas on the map. Macomb will go from 9 towers to 14.
I think everybody supports public safety. This is going to be one of those projects that, even as interesting as it is, having been in that business, trying to get fire chiefs and police chiefs to all agree upon something, there's one thing that I know we all agree upon. Communication is key. It's number one when it comes to public safety and what we need to do.
As it relates to the towers, it's definitely a win for the Sheriff's Department. The majority of our work is up in that north end, and we have deputy sheriffs covering that area. And as the executive said, during a simulated SWAT exercise at Romeo High School, we found that we weren't able to talk to our people via the radios, and this is going to enhance that, and it's going to make it safer for our police, fire, and EMS in that area.
If everybody thinks back to 2003 and the big brownout, blackout days, everybody said, we're going to work better together. We're going to communicate better, because look what happened. Well, a short 12 years later, here we are with a priority, but Macomb County can put it together because uniquely we all know each other. It is the biggest county when it comes to collaboration, cooperation in the state.
Warren's the backup city for this program. Funding is estimated at $9.6 million. 2.4 will be coming from City of Warren, 7.2 is left for the county, and $6 million will come from the general fund. Radio enhancements will facilitate for fire, EMS, police, and dispatchers. Whether red or white fancies your palate, it's all for a good cause. The Lions Club held their annual wine tasting event recently at Palazzo Grande. There were raffles, live entertainment, and even a local artist painted works of art on scene. Event coordinator and Lions Club member Ray Confer tells us more about this event.
Pricing is great, people want to have a good time, and we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, everybody that donated to the Lions Club, and I'd like to thank you for making a great event. It really turned out good.
We have about 12 members from our club that are volunteering to raise money so that we can give back more in the Lansing community. It's awesome. We're able to do so much good for our community. I mean, yesterday we were volunteering at Ronald McDonald House. Tomorrow we're volunteering at the Greater Lansing Food Bank. And it's wonderful. You meet so many Lions from all over, and it's so inclusive, and everybody's focused on making a difference.
We thrive on taking care of Shelby. We have always been there for when people need glasses or they need Christmas baskets. We give 100 some baskets to the needy. It's just amazing what your Lions Club does for the area.
The Lions Club wine tasting proceeds go to the Leader Dogs for the Blind. It costs about $35,000 to train one dog, which forever helps someone in need. Lions Club also gives back to many other groups in the area, and this wine tasting helps them do just that. Hundreds of raffle items from wine garts to Detroit Lions jerseys. A great time was had by all. Next November 4th, the first Friday in November, this great gala will be held again. A special event took place at the Shelby Library recently. Arthur Schenk tells us about a great discussion about how an unexpected offensive planned by Adolf Hitler almost changed the course of World War II.
Recently, the Shelby Township Library hosted guest speaker, veteran and historian Steve Mosrek to discuss the battle that helped shape the end of the war in Europe. And though the news is 71 years old, it's still pretty big news.
On December 16, 1944, in a dense fog, the enemy struck with a stunning force. The Allied line was opened, and the Nazi hordes poured into the breach. The U.S. 4th Division was in critical condition along the Eifel-Ardennes line, and it was here that a great bulge began to form. The German forces were superior. The American GIs were isolated into small groups and then ruthlessly slaughtered.
Because of my interest in it, I started picking up stuff. I've always been interested in collecting things. Instead of baseball cards, I was collecting shoulder patches and medals and helmets and uniforms, what have you. And it was just, to me, these artifacts are a tangible connection with that time period. I can touch them, I can look at them, and it draws me closer to understanding that period. When I talk with a veteran and they tell me there's their little piece of the puzzle, I begin to see things, how things fit in, and it helps me understand too.
I knew another librarian who works actually in Romeo, and so I asked him if he had encountered anyone in his own programming, and he knew this gentleman, Steve Mrauzik, and said, oh, he's a historian, and he's a former soldier himself, and he's definitely someone that you should talk to. And so I contacted him because he has recently, just this past summer, gone to the battlefield where Battle of the Bulge was fought. He said this would be a great one to do. So I said, that's excellent, and he agreed to come in and talk.
On December 22nd, the great fog bank lifted, and the Allied Air Force began a paralyzing attack. On the ground, General Patton struck with tanks in a gigantic counteroffensive.
Where we're going, you have to understand where we've been. And to me, history is indispensable. It's unfortunately, having been a teacher, once upon a time, I know that, You're in the public school system, you have a curriculum you have to stick to, and there's no time to spend it on any particular subject matter. And that's unfortunate because there's a lot of lessons about life in general that you can learn through history, and understanding where you come from and where you're going and the struggles that our forefathers had to overcome in order to get to where we're here right now. These are very important stories, and they're true. These are things that actually happened. Hollywood didn't make this stuff up.
On December 26th, the German offensive stopped, but only after they had driven a 60-mile deep bulge in the line. The conduct of the war had changed. The Allies had won the Battle of the Bulge.
All right, Arthur, such an interesting topic. It's time for this week's job hunt, job opportunities in and around Shelby Township for you. First up, this job will brew up something good. Starbucks is looking to hire a manager at the Shelby location. You must have 3 years experience in retail and 1 year supervision experience. Next job, Bell Tire is hiring a tire technician. Bell Tire is located at 23 in Van Dyke. This is an entry-level position. Duties include lifting vehicles onto hoists, mounting and dismounting tires, and cleaning the shop. Next job, a quality packer is needed at Green Arrow Business in Shelby Township. For this position, you'll be checking the quality of parts before or after shipping and receiving. You'll be on your feet for the entire shift, and it requires you to move around the facility. For those jobs and more information, go to our website, shelbytv.org. We have a road construction update for you. 24 in Van Dyke construction is underway. There's lane changes and currently no left turn from northbound Van Dyke onto westbound 24 Mile. That intersection should be complete within the week. Next, 24 Mile just west of Shelby Road is closed going westbound for construction purposes. And lastly, 24 Mile east of Van Dyke is still shut down both east and westbound. Seek an alternate route for that area. Up next, an old treat for a happy companion, young at heart. We'll explain after the break.
Go ahead. Station 1 call, retone that please. 10-4. Captain 4 will be going to
Think of a pet that's already trained, that doesn't chew, scratch, and bite everything in sight. Sounds nice, doesn't it? A pet that will be loyal and love you. Stacy Sansatera tells us how you can get this lovable kind of pet.
All too often, people walk into a shelter hoping to adopt an adorable little puppy. Most often, older animals are left behind. That being said, November is Adopt a Senior Pet Month.
It's our responsibility to find all these dogs homes. And so here at Macomb County, we have no age limit. So once a dog is up for adoption, it always stays up for adoption, regardless of their age or their breed, or whatever it's going to be. We feel like it's our responsibility to give every dog that's adoptable a chance to be adopted.
And there are so many reasons why it's awesome to adopt an older pet.
I think that dogs that are older, we don't have that puppy stage. So there's not the chewing on the furniture, there's not the housebreaking. You know, my friends have adopted, and my family have adopted senior dogs from here, best dogs ever that they ever had.
Some people worry that a senior pet comes with problems.
That would be a myth to me. And it's only because I've worked in animal control, you know, for 15 years. We don't know any of the histories on most of the dogs, right? If they're stray, we have no idea, you know, where these dogs came from. So it could be a very young dog has the same situation. But I think older dogs, like the senior dogs, I think you know, and that's why we have behavioral assessments, like we know their behavior.
In most cases, senior pets have had a home and are desperate to find one again. It's all about finding the right fit that works for you.
So if you have somebody who has a very unactive lifestyle, senior dogs are great for them. They don't want to housebreak dogs again. You know, they don't want to go through the puppy stages. So a senior dog would be perfect for them. And if you really think about it, think of somebody that's older themselves. You know, do you want to, if you adopted a very young dog, say like a Chihuahua, like a small breed dog that may live 15 years, is this dog going to outlive this person? And if it does, who takes the dog from there? So senior dogs, I really think, fit a great lifestyle for a lot of people. They just kind of overlook that.
At animal shelters and rescue groups everywhere, there are loving, healthy senior pets looking for that one special home to cherish them for the rest of their life. They don't ask for much, just a warm place to sleep, good meals, and plenty of love.
When we see those animals go out the door, then we really feel like something's accomplished. You know, like, you know, that it's this great match. This dog gets a second chance at, you know, finding a great home with an amazing person. So I think there's a lot more gratification that goes into it.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Santatera.
All right, Stacy, yes, those pets are old, but still very lovable. And that's Shelby This Week. You can watch us online all the time at shelbytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShelbyTWPTV. Thanks for watching.